Okay, you guys, so we're back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about Offset seems to be in more money problems. Ever since Cardi B has filed for divorce and has cut off his money supply chain, Offset has been extremely upset about every and anything. And we know Offset also had gambling issues and he was recently shot near a casino in Florida, honey. He was shot in the butt cheeks. He spent a few days in the hospital to recover. He's back out, but now he has been hit with another lawsuit. Now, he's been sued by a producer that is named Chase the Money. This is over declaration um, that Offset fulfilled his end of the deal with the promoter, right? So what had happened was Offset worked with this promoter when he was releasing his album Set It Off, right? Because he had sampled one of his songs. So the music producer's name is Chase Dalton Rose, aka Chase the Money. Offset used the song Worth It on his second solo album, Set It Off. No, Chase the Money saying there was no agreement in place. However, he is admitting that he worked on the song with Offset and that would have allowed the rapper to record vocals over his songs, but he's saying there's no agreement over compensation and transfer of rights was never executed, and he wants full accounting done and an order forcing Offset to fork out some of the money he made on the song. However, Offset is saying nah, because this has been a long-going problem. Offset is saying he paid him and his team. They worked out something with Chase the Money. They paid Chase the Money $20,000 plus 4% royalty that would be divided equally between Chase the Money and his co-producers, right? However, Chase the Money has a new producer and the new producer wants 5 times of what was initially agreed upon. So much so that back in March of last year, Offset sued Chase the Money over the very same drama that Chase the Money is now suing him for. Back in March when Offset filed the lawsuit, he basically filed it in a federal court seeking a declaration from the court that Offset has fulfilled his end of a deal, and he wants the court to enforce that he has fulfilled his end of the deal, and as such, Chase the Money and whatever new management is he's under should not be making any additional claims from him, because they're saying it is 3 months after Offset has released a song that Chase the Money got a new manager who is demanding new terms for something that is already agreed upon. So Offset is saying, I made a deal with you, with your old producer. So whatever you have going on with this new producer, I don't know about it and I want no part of it because I made a deal between you, myself and I, and your old producer. Whatever is going on with the new producer, he doesn't want this new producer to be hounding him for money. And I definitely understand what Offset is saying, because Offset is saying the time when the song was made, all the agreement was with the old producer, and it makes sense. So, in Offset's lawsuit back in March of 2025, he wants the court to declare once and for all that that the original deal was valid and enforceable so that no one else can come after him and so that he doesn't have to pay anyone else any additional money. And not only that, as I've said, he's saying, wanting 5 times of what was initially agreed upon is just not doable at this point, and as such, the old deal should stand, and he's asking the court to enforce the old deal. So the case is ongoing. and there's no final agreement or any ruling on the matter. But I'm gonna say I believe Offset because I mean, if at the time that the song was released, you had a different manager, now you have a new manager. Yes, the new manager can renegotiate, but Offset is saying no, because when I did the agreement, it was with your old manager. Not because you have changed management, it doesn't mean that we should change agreement. And I definitely support Offset on that one. But I want to hear from you guys because Offset's problem seems to be, um, mounting. His problem seems to be growing. And as such, I believe that Offset, even though in this case, I would say, um, Offset did not Offset did not do anything wrong. So in this case, I would say he did everything right, at least for once. He did everything exactly as he was supposed to. So I believe that the court should uphold the initial deal. But as it relates to Offset, now that he's in the media consistently back to back for money problems, I believe what he's going to do, he's going to get himself clean and he's going to get back on his grind because Offset is not going to want to have his name consistently in the media for unpleasant news. Him getting shot, having gambling problems, money problems here, there, and everywhere. He's definitely not going to want to have any of that consistently being associated with his name. He's a very egotistic guy, so I believe that he's going to wake up. He's going to realize that things are not looking good as to where his image and reputation is concerned. And as such, he is going to start cleaning up his image and reputation. That is what I believe because he's very egotistic. So don't be surprised if we see Offset coming out swinging at us in a very, very good way. And when I say swinging at us, I mean like improving in terms of staying out of the mess, staying out of the drama, getting back in the studios, looking healthier, looking more presentable, and paying off all of his debts. I believe that the moment he starts paying them, he's going to have the media reporting that he has cleared his debts. Now, his divorce with Cardi B still hasn't been finalized because if it has, we would have heard that he has cleared some of his debts because he's like that kind of guy that loves to flex about his money, his wealth, and what he's doing. So, as such, I know for a fact his divorce with Cardi B has not yet been finalized. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what's your take, and we're going to talk some more in the comment section. Peace.